How did Abraham's prayer for Sodom and Gomorrah teach us about intercession? Let's find out in this video. I have made several videos on various topics. The links of those videos are given in the description below. Please visit them. Abraham's prayer for Sodom and Gomorrah is one of the most powerful examples of intercession found in the Bible. In Genesis 18:22 to 33, we see Abraham standing before the Lord, pleading for the lives of the righteous in these cities. This moment teaches us that intercession is more than just a prayer. It is an act of standing in the gap between God's judgment and those who are in the need of mercy. Abraham's boldness in approaching God, not only but multiple times, shows the heart of an intercessor. A heart that is deeply concerned for others, even when they might be undeserving. One of the key lessons from Abraham's intercession in his understanding of God's justice and mercy in Genesis 18:25, where Abraham says, "Shall not the judge of all the earth do right?" Here Abraham appeals to God's character, knowing that God is both just and merciful. As intercessors, we are called to approach God with the same understanding, that He is righteous and compassionate God. We don't intercede based on our own merit, but on the nature of God, who desires that none should perish, that we read in 2 Peter 3:9. Abraham teaches us that true intercession requires knowing who God is and trusting in His goodness. Another important aspect of Abraham's intercession is his persistence. Abraham didn't stop at asking God to spare the cities for 50 righteous people. He continued to negotiate down to 10. This persistence is a hallmark of effective intercession. Jesus teaches us a similar lesson in the parable of the persistent widow in Luke 18:1-8, encouraging us not to lose heart in prayer. Abraham's persistence shows us that intercession is not a one-third act, but a continual process of standing before God on behalf of others. It is a commitment to keep asking, seeking, and knocking until an answer is given by God. Abraham's prayer also reveals the power of intercession to affect God's action. While Sodom and Gomorrah were ultimately destroyed due to the lack of 10 righteous people, the fact that God was willing to spare the cities for the sake of 10 shows the profound impact that intercessory prayer can have. In Ezekiel 22:30, God laments that He found no one to stand in the gap for the land, indicating that intercession can indeed avert judgment. Abraham's example teaches us that our prayers have the potential to change outcomes even when situations seem hopeless. Abraham's intercession teaches us about the heart of compassion that should drive our prayer. Abraham wasn't praying for himself. He was interceding for people who were living in sin. Yet his love for them moved him to plead with God on their behalf. As followers of Christ, we are called to love our neighbors as ourselves. We read that in Mark 12:31. And this love should compel us to intercede for others, especially those who are far from God. Abraham's prayer challenges us to look beyond our own need and to become advocates for those who need God's mercy the most. Through his example, we learn that intercession is an essential expression of love rooted in the desire to seek others experience the grace and mercy of God.